Iran just crossed the ultimate red line. Fire control radars are locked on a United States destroyer. This is not a drill. It is 8:30 a.m. in the Strait of Hormuz. The USS Delbert D. Black cuts the water at 18 knots. To the north, the massive Iranian carrier Shahed Bagheri and 20 fast attack boats close the gap to under 4,000 yards. They are swarming from the port side, pushing the ship toward the rocks. The Iranian flotilla broke standard maritime passing protocols. They did not signal a turn. They adjusted their formation into an aggressive crescent, physically blocking the exit. Bridge alarms scream. The SPY-6 radar floods with red contacts. Distance is closing fast. 3,000 yards. Now 2,500 yards. The Combat Information Center shifts to general quarters. All weapon stations report locked and ready. This was not a navigational error by a rogue captain. It was a calculated stress test designed to force the United States Navy into a kinetic first strike. Tehran believed they had the American giant cornered, but their commanders missed one invisible digital trap. If you want to witness modern naval warfare second by second, watch this. To understand why this standoff could crash the global economy in minutes, you have to look at the Frankenstein ship leading the charge. The Shahed Bagheri is not a real aircraft carrier. The Iranian Guard took a 250-meter commercial container ship hull, welded on an angled flight deck, and bolted down dozens of suicide drone launchers. It is a $1.5 billion mobile decoy. On paper, it looks like a capital ship. In reality, it is a massive, slow-moving sponge designed to absorb United States missiles. This location is the worst possible place for a fight. The Strait of Hormuz is the world's energy artery. A staggering 20% of the world's oil passes through this narrow gap every single day. The USS Delbert D. Black is not just patrolling, it is walking a tightrope. The Iranians know that the United States rules of engagement are strict. They know the Americans do not want to sink a ship unless they absolutely have to. For the sailors inside the United States destroyer, this is not a news headline. It is a suffocating reality. They are watching 20 fast boats armed with machine guns and rockets buzzing around them like angry wasps. The radar operators are staring at screens that are lit up like Christmas trees. They know that the Iranian ship is trying to bait them. If the United States captain gives the order to fire, he destroys the decoy, but he might also start a war that closes the strait. If he waits too long, one of those fast boats might get lucky with a torpedo. It is a game of chicken played with billion-dollar warships, and the Iranian commanders are betting that the United States Navy will blink first. But the crew of the Delbert D. Black has a different plan. They are not going to play by Iran's rules. They are about to change the game entirely. 9:12 a.m. The trap snaps shut. The Shahed Bagheri begins blasting high-power electronic white noise across all frequencies. To the naked eye, it looks like standard jamming intended to blind the American sensors. But inside the Combat Information Center of the Delbert D. Black, the electronic warfare officer notices a strange pattern. The digital brain of the Aegis system analyzes the signal and flags a discrepancy immediately. The noise is not coming from active drone control stations. It is too rhythmic. It is coming from powerful signal generators simply bolted to the deck. The captain's hand hovers over the collision alarm for a split second. He realizes the truth. The Iranian ship is an electronic ghost. It is screaming electronically to draw attention away from the real water. The surface threat is a distraction. The real kill shot is hiding below 9:20 a.m. The sonar team spots the anomaly. It is not in open water. It is hiding directly underneath the majestic Sapphire, a civilian supertanker carrying 300,000 tons of crude oil nearby. The massive engine noise of the tanker is deafening, acting like a physical and sonic shield. Buried in that noise, the United States sensors pick up the faint metallic whine of Iranian Ghadir-class mini-subs. This is the nightmare scenario. The Iranians are using a civilian tanker as a human shield. If the United States destroyer fires a torpedo at the subs, the explosion could crack the tanker's hull. Millions of gallons of oil would spill. The ecological disaster would be instant. The global economy would tank. The United States Tactical Action Officer freezes for a moment. His eyes dart from the sonar screen to the optical feed of the tanker. He knows he cannot shoot. The enemy is literally hiding under a hostage. The bridge falls silent. The only sound is the hum of the cooling fans in the server racks. They need a scalpel, not a hammer. From the deck of the carrier Abraham Lincoln over the horizon, two MH-60R Seahawk helicopters launch. They are the Sea Wolves. They do not rush in with guns blazing. They drop a dense pattern of SSQ-53G passive sonar buoys around the tanker. They are not just listening. They are preparing to perform surgery on the sound waves themselves. 9:35 a.m. The Seahawks begin the acoustic operation. The onboard computers do not use standard tracking. They use a fusion algorithm. It takes the deafening roar of the oil tanker's propellers and digitally peels it away, layer by layer. It is like deleting the drums and bass from a loud rock song so you can hear a whisper in the background. Suddenly, the screen clears. The noise of the tanker vanishes, and the sharp, rhythmic beat of the Iranian Gadir submarine propellers is exposed. The United States Navy is not guessing anymore. They are mapping the seabed with supercomputer hearing. They have a firing solution. Realizing their cover is blown, the Shahed Bagheri escalates. They switch on their fire control radar, locking onto the helicopters. Warning lights flash in the cockpits as the pilots feel the invisible grip of the targeting beam. They hold their position. The Iranians want to force the United States pilots to retreat using air pressure. But the USS Delbert D. Black responds with something colder than a missile. The captain orders acoustic signature masking. This is highly classified technology. The destroyer adjusts the pitch of its own propellers to change the water flow. It activates hull-mounted acoustic emitters that project fake engine sounds into the water. To the Iranian sonar operators on the submarines, the world flips upside down. Their headphones tell them the American destroyer has suddenly turned hard to starboard and accelerated to 30 knots, moving 5 miles away. It sounds completely real. The Iranian subs take the bait immediately. They turn their rudders, leaving the safety of the tanker's shadow to chase the sound of the fleeing American ship. They think they are hunting a retreating enemy. In reality, the USS Delbert D. Black has not moved an inch. The Iranians are chasing a digital ghost. The tension on the United States bridge is palpable. The crew watches the red icons of the enemy subs move away from the civilian tanker on the tactical display. The deception worked. The human shield is gone. While the enemy chases the illusion, the Delbert D. Black silently pulses a data burst through the water. It sends the exact coordinates of the exposed Iranian subs to a Virginia-class attack submarine that has been lurking deep below the thermocline the entire time. The American sub-captain watches the solution populate on his screen. The hunters have unknowingly become the hunted. The board is set for the final move. 9:45 a.m. The Iranian commanders are confused. Their subs are chasing a ghost, and their jamming is not working. Desperate to regain control, they play their wild card. The Shahed Bagheri launches its swarm. On the radar, it looks like a cloud of insects. Hundreds of suicide drones launch from the deck, buzzing toward the United States fleet. This is the moment the world fears. A cheap swarm overwhelming $1 billion defense system. But the United States Navy has been waiting for this exact frequency. High in the stratosphere, two EA-18G Growlers have established a high-gain digital tether with the destroyer. They do not blast the sky with noise. That is the old way. Instead, they perform a spectral autopsy. They analyze the command links controlling the drone swarm. They find the heartbeat, the specific data packets that keep the hundreds of drones flying in perfect formation. The United States electronic warfare specialists do not need to hijack every single drone. They just need to corrupt the logic holding them together. They inject a precise stream of bad data. They only corrupt 15% of the packets. It is a surgical strike on the code. The effect is immediate and catastrophic. To the Iranian operators, it looks like a digital virus has hit their network. The drones stop receiving clear orders. They start drifting. They mistake their neighbors for obstacles. Mid-air collisions start popping like fireworks as the hive mind collapses. Then comes the real twist. The United States Navy manipulates the sensors on the Iranian ship. They feed false telemetry back to the Shahed Bagheri. The Iranian screens show the drones turning around. The commanders see their own weapons swooping back to attack them. Panic explodes in the Iranian command center. They think the Americans have stolen the encryption keys and seized their swarm. They believe they are staring at their own execution. 9:50 a.m. The panic on the Iranian bridge hits a breaking point. Believing their own billion-dollar swarm is about to blow them out of the water, the Iranian Central Command makes a terrifying decision. They scream the order to emergency self-destruct. In a single heartbeat, the sky over the Strait of Hormuz turns into a wall of fire. Thousands of charges detonate inside the drones. The swarm is erased. Burning titanium and plastic rain down into the sea. The Dragon swarm did not hit a single American ship. The Iranians destroyed it themselves out of fear. 10 a.m. Humiliated and defenseless, the IRGC plays its final, most dangerous card. The heavy blast doors on the limestone cliffs of Keshem Island grind open. The missile cities are active. Shore-based radar locks onto the USS Delbert D. Black with a concentrated pulse of electromagnetic energy. These are Noor anti-ship missiles, designed to skim the waves at Mach speed to bypass radar detection. At this range, a salvo could ignite a global energy crisis. This is the red line. A launch now means total war. The tactical action officer on the United States ship watches the shore batteries light up. He counts the seconds. He knows the ship's defenses are good, but at this range, physics is the enemy. The crew of the Delbert D. Black braces for impact. The captain holds his ground. He does not turn the ship. He does not run for open water. He keeps the bow pointed at the threat to send a clear message. The United States plays its checkmate move. The EA-18G Growlers overhead release a salvo of mouths. These are miniature air-launched decoys. They are small flying missiles that can mimic the radar signature of any plane. Suddenly, the radar screens inside the Iranian mountain bunkers light up. They do not see a few decoys. They see 50 heavy bombers and Super Hornets screaming toward their coast at supersonic speed from multiple vectors. It looks like a massive, overwhelming American airstrike. The Iranian commander freezes. He has exactly 5 seconds to decide. If he fires his missiles, he reveals his exact bunker location to this massive incoming fleet. He invites a rain of Tomahawk missiles that will bury him in the mountain. The bunker falls deathly silent. The operators stare at the 50 incoming targets. Sweat drips on the consoles. The United States has a gun to their head, and they do not know the gun is made of digital smoke. It is a Mexican standoff, but the Americans are holding a royal flush. The Iranian finger quivers over the launch button. One press, and they lose everything. The seconds tick by like hours. 3, 2, 1, 10:15 a.m. The radar screens on Keshem Island go dark. The Iranians blink. Facing the prospect of total annihilation by a Phantom Air Force, they choose survival over pride. They kill their fire control radars and order a full retreat. The standoff ends not with a bang, but with a heavy, strategic silence. The Shahed Bagheri, the $1.5 billion paper tiger, turns its rudder and limps back toward Bandar Abbas under the watchful, high-definition gaze of American drones. Why did the United States let them go? Why not sink the Frankenstein carrier and end the threat right there? The answer lies in the cold logic of naval intelligence. In the world of high-stakes warfare, a floating target is worth far more than a wreck at the bottom of the sea. By forcing the Shahed Bagheri to activate all its systems in a state of panic, the United States Navy collected every single electronic fingerprint it possesses. We now know their specific radar frequencies. We know their jamming patterns. We know exactly how their command structure reacts to stress. That ship is no longer a weapon. It is a billion-dollar liability. Every time the IRGC turns the key, the Pentagon will know their intentions before the engine even warms up. We did not just win a skirmish. We bugged their entire fleet. The USS Delbert D. Black continues its patrol, cutting through the calm water. No missiles were fired. No sailors were lost. The massive oil tankers kept moving, fueling the world economy without interruption. The victory was not kinetic, it was cognitive. The crew takes a breath. They stood their ground against a swarm and won with math, patience, and superior technology. The United States Navy proved that you do not need to blow up the enemy to defeat them. You just need to be smarter, faster, and calmer. The message to the world is written clearly in the wake of the destroyer. In the deep blue, the rules are simple. Do not touch the boat. What do you think of this acoustic harvest? Was the captain right to show restraint to gather intelligence, or should the United States have delivered a kinetic lesson? Let us know in the comments. Your support helps us bring you these briefings. Do not forget to like and subscribe to Navy Vector. The sensors are hot and the board is set. Thank you for watching, and we will see you on the next deck. Go Navy!